What if I told you I found the perfect 1-2 punch coming out of Kizer for your EDC, and both were under 60 bucks? Today we've got your main carry covered and your backup fifth pocket. You're gonna want to hear more about these, so stick around. What's up, Cripple Crew? EDC with DVD, disabled but deadly. And that's right, today we've got a video with two Kizers coming into us via the Lefty Pass Around group. And they're both fantastic EDC options under 60 bucks. Now, I'm going to try to get into those quickly since we got two to cover. But before we do that, stab that like button, like you mean it, /subscribe. I'd love to have you here. You're not going to want to miss all the dope knife and EDC content coming your way. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at EDC with DVD. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know what's in your pockets. Not only do I like to know what you guys are carrying, but it really helps that YouTube algorithm when you interact. So, we've passed 900 subscribers, getting close to that 1K. We will be doing a big giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers. And if anybody has anything EDC related, doesn't have to be knives, or even stickers that you would love to send in to add to the giveaway packs, hit me up. You can either DM me on Instagram or edcwithdvd@gmail.com. Whoa, that was my fault. So, the Kizer Drop Bear is a very, very popular, pretty much evergreen status EDC knife. And it has their clutch lock, which is probably the best crossbar lock on the market, and we will get into why. And this has been, of that EDC size, they're definitely their most popular crossbar lock. But the one I'm about to show you for EDC, I think I like a little bit better. And that is the Kizer Task. To start off with, what we are looking at is a 7.23 inch overall length, or 183.7 millimeters, with a 3.04 inch sheepsfoot style blade of German NitroV steel. And we are rocking a PVD finish and a flat grind. We're looking at a handle length of 4.19 inches or 106.4 millimeters. A blade stock thickness of 110 thousandths or 2.8 millimeters. And a weight coming in of 3.53 ounces or 100 grams. So, like I said, we've got a beautiful sheepsfoot blade of PVD coated German NitroV steel. And NitroV is an excellent all-around budget steel because it's definitely decently tough. It is pretty stain resistant, so corrosion resistant. But it also has pretty decent edge retention. I'm not talking like, MagnaCut or some K390 style levels here, but for budget, it's pretty good edge retention and very easy to maintain at home. If you do your own sharpening, you shouldn't have any problems with NitroV. We're running on cage ceramic ball bearings, utilizing Kizer's clutch lock, which is their crossbar lock. And we have thumb studs for the thumb and reverse flick, or there is a blade hole opening, but the blade hole opening is really more because this thumb stud is adjustable and you can actually move it anywhere on here where it's comfortable for you to launch. You can get to that blade hole if you want to use it, but the thumb stud is definitely what it's meant for. And so if that's a little too high for you, for your middle finger, you could slide it down a little bit. Now for me, it works just fine. We have G10 handles with their, they call it like a honeycomb texture. And it's got these golf ball like dimples that look cool, but also add texture and grip. And then, you know, as you can see, we are chamfered down by the actual choil, and then around the edges as well. We are rocking skeletonized steel liners with an open construction with a couple of standoffs, and deep carry, tip up as the gods intended, and reversible pocket clip. It's a steel bend over pocket clip, but fold over, but it does look really good with the red and black. This is their spicy red. This is also available in sugar white, truffle black, and olive green. And the truffle black and olive green are $10 more because they have 154 cm instead of the NitroV. But the sugar white is $59, just like this one. And that's on the Kizer website. So if these come in at somewhere like White Mountain Knives, where I have a 10% discount code, I'll link that in the description. So Kizer's clutch lock is pretty awesome because it is a very adjustable crossbar lock. And I'm going to get some light on this for you and see if I can get that to show up on camera. But right back here behind the crossbar, there is 5 holes. And that is where your Omega spring pops in. These seem to be set on the forward most position, which is where I like to set them anyway. But 5 spring positions on either side lets you really tune this spring tension to where you like it. I like a stiffer spring because it gives you a better defent feel. There's more resistance before the knife leaves the handle. It's not like a ball detent like you're used to, but that spring tension pulls it into the blade, and that's what gives you your resistance to build up pressure and launch that blade out. Also, this setting feels very good because when you pull it back, you know me, I love it when the blade just returns to the handle. I don't have to flick it at all. I don't have to do this. I can just pull it back and that blade's going away. This tension is awesome on this and it feels great. I'm going to give you a couple of quick size comparisons. Let's start with that our drop bear. And so we do have a little bit larger knife than the drop bear, and it feels better in hand. This forward choil makes a big difference, and it also provides us with a little bit better sharpening choil. Though the drop bear, at least this version, the sharpening choil is not bad. But pivot to pivot, our handle length is very similar. We just have a little bit more blade length on the Task. And for EDC purposes, I prefer this sheepdog style blade. The spear point is fantastic as well for EDC. It's very versatile, but I love the lower tip of the sheepdog because it's easier to get it down, whether in a pinch grip and it also has a slider belly here so that you can stay in cuts longer before sliding out. I personally prefer a sheepdog blade or sheepsfoot blade or a Warncliffe. And this 110 thousandths blade stock thickness with a not much, but with a little bit taller grind provides us with a blade that's even slicier than the sheepdog. I keep saying sheepdog. The Kizer Drop Bear, which is still plenty slicey. This one's in 20 CV, but they offer it in many steels, including NitroV at budget pricing. But I do believe I prefer the Task a little bit more as an EDC knife. A couple more quick comparisons, and then we will move on to the next knife. I don't want to make this too long. Let's go with another fantastic EDC. The Vosteed, and this one is the Countycom Collab Nightshade. And the Nightshade seems to be slightly longer, not much. How about a CJRB Buoy Pyrite? And we are going to be coming in almost the exact same length as a Buoy Pyrite. We'll give you one more. Let's do a Civivi Vision FG, one of the best dollar for dollar knives on the market. And as you can see, it is slightly shorter than the Civivi Vision FG. The Task is a Nick Consoli design, and I think he nailed it. The ergos are nice, whether you are back here in a hammer grip, feels good, no hot spot from that pocket clip. Saber grip feels comfortable, even though there's no jimping. I would prefer some jimping on there. That's one thing that I think is a little bit of a miss, but not every knife needs jimping. Not everybody likes it as much as I do. Also, this forward finger choil is very comfortable to choke up in when you need some control of that blade. It's also fantastic for pinch grip. It's plenty comfortable to turn around to cut some straps or something like that. In the Beef Jerky Avenger grip, I am capped off on the butt of that, and I do feel like I have plenty of grip where I would not slide on any beef jerky juice. And Beef Jerky Defender grip, just like I like, that pocket clip locks right into the meat there. I'm capped off and still very comfortable, plenty of room away from that blade. The crossbar lock is one of the strongest style locks you can get on the market for EDC. I have zero blade play, left or right, up or down, and we are perfectly centered. All in all, I would definitely recommend this knife. I plan to get one. What I would love to see is I would love to see them do a premium version. I doubt they're watching, but Kizer, if you see this, a premium version with fat carbon and a titanium clip, oh, I would be all over it. All over it. All right. So, now for your backup or fifth pocket carry, but a knife that could also double as your full EDC. Let's look at the Kizer Yorkie, a Ray Laconico design. This one also coming in German NitroV steel. You're looking at a overall length of 6.17 inches or 156.6 millimeters with a 2.58 inch or 65.5 millimeter blade of NitroV steel. They call it a drop point, very close to a spear point. You could call it either. Either way, it has a very nice low tip. It's below center, so we'll call it a drop point. We're looking at a handle length of 3.59 inches or 91.1 millimeters, a blade stock thickness of 118 thousandths or 3 millimeters, and a weight coming in at only 2.5 ounces or 70.9 grams. So this is not going to weigh down your shorts, your sweats, your slacks, your purse, whatever you want to throw this in. This is a great ladies carry because this would even fit in female pockets, because I know y'all get kind of shafted on the pocket size when it comes to your clothing compared to ours. I have much larger pockets, but this would even fit in a lady's pocket. And at 2.5 ounces, it's very easy to carry. I love the lines of Ray Laconico designs. And this is a budget release of a Kizer premium knife. Now, they've made several versions with G10 or micarta and M390. Right now, only for a few more hours, when I post this video, they do have a flash sale going on for M390 and beautiful micarta for only $71. It's like 40% off. But that sale's not going to last. It'll go back up over $100. This one rocks at only $59. And We have caged ceramic ball bearings and a flipper that is tuned perfectly. Rayleigh Conoco flippers, Kizer flippers. The detent is always done so well. I'm not a flipper only fan. I love multiple deployment options. But if you're going to get a flipper only knife, you can't go wrong with a Kizer. I have yet to find one with a bad detent. As soon as that blade that has enough pressure to break the detent, that blade's flying out. It's unfailable, whether you light switch it or push button. It looks very pointy, but the push button is not uncomfortable. So very easy to flip, and we have a liner lock for our locking mechanism. We're looking about 40% lockup, and very nice access to that lock bar. So with a smaller knife, and you know, these are inset liners, inset into that G10 to make it thinner. They are skeletonized as well, steel liners in the G10. Keeping it thinner, if it had poor access, it would be a pain to get your thumb in there. But as it is very easy to get your thumb in there. And that blade is very light, so it'll drop there and then just takes a little shake, or you can push it with your finger. It's not that it's not drop shut, as you can see. It's just that the blade's not very heavy, so it doesn't want to drop itself. Fantastic action though. Let's talk about ergos on this. So I wear an extra large glove, and I can barely get a 4-finger grip on this, but I do feel behind that flipper tab, but I do feel like I have control of the knife. Definitely a little bit more in the saber grip, though I feel like I have a little more control because it's really helping lock that into the back of my hand, and that pocket clip is not a hot spot. But this flipper tab is a great choke up spot, and I'm not grabbing that blade, so I really have control of this smaller blade. It's also a fantastic spot for my finger when I do the pinch grip. The tip being below the pivot, very easy to get down to cut materials. Also, I can flip it around, and I do have full 4-finger control if I was cutting a strap or something this way. This isn't the knife I would recommend for it, but you use what you have on you, and in a beef jerky Avenger scenario, I can get behind that flipper tab and cap off so that I don't feel like I'm sliding up if there's any beef jerky juice. And I think a lady's hand would actually cap this even better. Now, it feels a little bit better in the Defender grip because I get that pocket clip locked right in here, and I do feel like I have a little bit more control of the smaller knife in the Defender grip. But again, a lady's hand, I think this would fit just perfect. I think this would make a fantastic EDC for a lady, but for a guy, it's still a great 5th pocket carry, secondary carry, back up to the task. And it's a non-threatening knife. This is a knife that you could pull out in a public scenario and really not freak everybody out. We are looking at a very deep carry, tip up as the gods intended, but not reversible. Pocket clip. Again, if this was a 5th pocket knife, it'd be perfect. And this, the clip, the lock, the thumb studs are perfectly ambidextrous. So this is a fantastic left-hand knife if you're looking for a lefty. You can pick up both of these knives right now on Kizer.com or KizerKnives.com for $59 each. For German NitroV steel, G10, the action that they've done on these, I think that's a very fair and fantastic deal. I would recommend either of these, and I think anybody you bought these for, like as a Christmas gift, would be very happy. You get the typical accoutrement, the nice Kizer box, the stickers, the cleaning cloth, and the pouch with both of these. So they make fantastic gifts if you're looking for anybody. And guys, fellas, if you're looking for a great knife for you ladies. The Kizer Yorkie, I think, is a perfect Christmas knife for the ladies. My wife might need one of these. The Mrs. Deadly might need a Yorkie. So, I'd like to know what you... Oh, by the way, we're looking at 60 to 61 HRC on this one and 60 to 62 HRC on that one. So right where you want to be with NitroV. You know Kizer's heat treats are good. Oh, I didn't show you. Let's get a little slicey test on our Yorkie. I don't know how much these have been used because they are in the pass around group, but plenty slicey. NitroV takes a nice slicey edge. It'll take a multiple grit. So whether you like a toothy or a smoother edge, it'll take a toothy or a finer edge, and it'll hold it for a decent amount of time, and it's pretty stroppable. So great all around EDC knives. Let me know what you think. I hope everybody has a killer day. Stay safe, stay frosty, but most importantly, stay deadly.